Children, Assalamualaikum. Due to the sudden lockdown, we've closed the schools, right? Our school is closed. We don't want you all to lose your studies, lose your interest in studies. So we came back with a old version of which we were doing from so many days last months, isn't it? Online classes. So we'll continue. I know we have finished almost of our syllabus, but the question answers we had to write. So few examples and explanation I'll give. Biology, right? 9th class. Hope you are listening to me and understanding to the class. Today is Thursday, 25th March 2021. Got it? Fertilizers, chemical and natural fertilizers. Listen to the So what happened here is also a natural manure. The main ingredient of Panchgaya is the milk, curd, dung and urine of cow. Mix the cow dung and ghee, settle it for 4 days. On the 5th day, add urine, milk and curd of the cow. All add coconut water and sugarcane juice to the mixture and then stir with banana paste. Settle it for 10 days. Now this material in the morning and evening move it, stir it, move it. Then you see Pancha Gavya, the only sprayer as manure. It gives high yield of crops. It is also used for food for hens and fish in ponds. Otherwise, what happens is fertilizers are a waste. Long-term high yielding capacity of soil productivity depends on both the availability of nutrients in the soil and suitable physical, chemical and biological characteristics of soil. To maintain the soil productivity, organic farming came into existence. This is an ancient practice, very old practice. In this type of farming, farmers use natural manures and natural pest controlling methods, and they also practice crop rotation and mixed crop systems. In organic farming, farmers use biofertilizers instead of using chemical fertilizers. In organic farming, farmers use biofertilizers, and synthesize pyrethroids to get high yielding. It will give good crop production. Some microorganisms are useful to synthesize nutrients from soil or to the plant. These are called microbial cultures or biofertilizers. See the table now. Bacteria, nitrogen fixers, example Rhizobium, Azobacter and Isospirillum. Phosphorus, Solubilicidum, example Bacillus pseudomonas. Algae, nitrogen fixer, blue-green algae. Fungi, Phosphorus moralizar, mycorrhiza. Fungi, Phosphorus solubilizer, penicillium. What happens? See the box of biofertilizer. There are of two types. First type are nitrogen fixers and the others are phosphorus mobilizers and mobilizers. Observe the flow chart here. Urea, percentage of nutrients in different chemicals, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Biofertilizers are useful to maintain the soil health and productivity. These do not have nutrients in them like organic environment and the soil. These are also called eco-friendly or farmer-friendly fertilizers. The percentage of nutrients differ in various chemical fertilizers. So, a farmer who uses chemical fertilizers first checks the quantity and the type of nutrient he gets from the fertilizer before applying it in the fields. Now you can see in the box of name of the fertilizers how much. N means nitrogen, P means potassium, K means potassium, P means phosphorus, N is a nitrogen. Fertilizers you may have read like urea, NPK and superphosphate. These are the chemical nutrients that are partially or completely synthetic in origin. We have already seen that plants get many of their nutrients from the soil. The quantity of nutrients in the soil decreases if the plant continues to absorb them. We have also seen some ways in which soils replenish their nutrient contents. There is one another way in which soils can receive nutrients by adding chemical fertilizers. If 50 kg of superphosphate is added to the soil, how much phosphorus would the soil get? But whether we use organic manure or compost or chemical fertilizers, it is not enough to know the percentage of nutrient element they contain. It is important to know how much of the nutrient is finally available to the plant. It is also necessary to know which is the best time to provide the nutrients so that the plant can make the fullest use of them. You must also examine which is the best way to add the nutrients to the soil. For example, crop rotation means what, children? Suppose we take best variety of seeds, sow them at the correct time, apply good fertilizers properly at a proper interval, and irrigate it. Irrigation means put water properly. Will there be any obstacle in giving a good crop? There are several other factors also. The first one is the weeds. Often in the field, along with the crop plants, other unwanted plants also grow. Dirty plants, you can tell. What are those? Weeds. So we have to clean that weeds. Of crop rotation, when cereals are cultivated more, nutrients are utilized. If legumes are grown in the soil, less nutrients are utilized. Understood? Not only this, they synthesize some nutrients in the soil. Do you find any crop rotation methods in the village? What are they? Now we should find out that we should collect the information. Same crop, same cereal should not be cultivated again and again. They should be in groundnut. Generally, what happens? Pulses and cereals are grown as mixed crops. Short-term crops are grown in long-term fields. In the fruits, growing fields like lemon, nimbu, pomegranate, papaya, etc. Pulses like red gram, black gram, and green gram, etc. are cultivated as mixed crops. Did you get it? You could uproot a soya beans plant or a Bengal gram plant to see the nodules on their roots. The dots in the roots. Where are the roots, children? Below the soil, isn't it? The root nodules in legume plants. The microorganisms in the nodules use some of the nitrogen for their own purpose. Some nitrogen is used by the leguminous plant itself. But after the crop is harvested, the roots remain in the soil. Okay, so the soil gets some nitrogen in this way. From the plant, we are thinking that soil gives the nutrition to the plant. No, this is happening opposite. Even the microorganisms on the roots in the plant and the nodules. The dots are called nodules. I'll show you the next diagram. What happens? The soil takes the nitrogen from the root nodules. The experiments have shown that a leguminous crop gives about 50 kg to 150 grams of nitrogen per hectare. The crop grown after the leguminous crop can take advantage of the availability of more nitrogen in the organic manure. The animal excreta and the other examples of macro organic manure. Nutrients are rich in concentrated